Have you ever felt like the internet knows too much about you? That recommendations seem to read your mind. That advertisements appear at exactly the right moment. That algorithms predict your desires before you even put them into words. We live in a fully connected world. Every search is recorded. Every message is archived. Every click is analyzed. We have learned to accept this invisible surveillance as something normal. But now, imagine a network that doesn't just know your past, not just your present, a network that knows your future. What you're about to hear is not just an urban legend. These are testimonies, screenshots, data that should be impossible to explain. Welcome to the mystery of the Black Network. The story begins in 2024 on a small cybersecurity forum. An anonymous user posts a 4-line message. Has anyone ever heard of the Black Network? The post is ignored for several days. Then a second user replies. He claims to have seen a strange website only once, at exactly 3 a.m. The site vanished 33 minutes later. Most members assumed it was a joke. But in the days that followed, more testimonies began to appear. Always the same time, always the same duration, always the same details. A black page, a white cursor, and a simple message, connection established. A computer science student manages to capture a screenshot. The image goes viral within hours. It shows a rudimentary interface. No logo, no advertisements, only a list of dates, all of them set in the future. At first, no one understands what it means. Then the events begin. The first prediction concerns a fire in an industrial factory. The Black Network publishes the exact address, the precise time, and a likely cause. 24 hours before the media reports anything. The next morning, the fire occurs exactly as described. Coincidence, the skeptics say. Then a second prediction comes true. Then a third, then a fourth. Each time, the precision is flawless, down to the minute. Investigators first assume an organized data leak. But some predictions become impossible to explain. The Black Network announces the fall of a tree on a remote secondary road. A sudden transformer failure in a residential area. The loss of a personal object. The unexpected breakup of a couple. Completely random events. Impossible to plan. Impossible to predict. And yet, all of them happen. Without exception. Thousands of users begin monitoring the site every night. Entire communities form. Discord servers. Private forums. Everyone tries to understand how a simple website can see the future. Some speak of an advanced artificial intelligence. Others suggest a secret organization with access to classified data. Others imagine an out-of-control government experiment. But no theory holds for long, because 1 month after the first predictions, the site changes its nature. It no longer merely announces events. It begins publishing personal files. The discovery happens by accident. A user connected to the Black Network notices a different section. A list of names. Millions of names. Out of curiosity, he searches for his own. And he finds it. A complete file. Under his name. With his profile picture. Inside are photographs he never took. Conversations he never had. Places he never visited. Dates. Events. Decisions. All of them from the future. At first, he assumes it's a mistake. A glitch. A coincidence. But week after week, every entry in the file becomes reality. A photograph of an unfamiliar house. 2 months later, he moves into it. A screenshot of a degree he has not yet earned. He receives it exactly 4 months later. A conversation with a stranger. It happens word for word during a train journey. Users become obsessed. Some check their files every night. Others try to change their fate. They take different roads. Cancel appointments. Change their routines. But the more they resist, the more the events seem destined to occur. As if the resistance itself were part of the plan. Then some users discover a disturbing note hidden within their files. A single word. Transfer. No one understands what it means. Not yet. The first disappearances are reported 6 weeks after the files begin to appear. Active users suddenly stop all online activity. Their accounts are abandoned. Their messages go unanswered. Their families report them missing to the authorities. But something even stranger begins to happen. Some people claim these individuals never existed at all. Family photographs appear altered. Memories seem erased. Names are forgotten, as if reality itself has been rewritten. Investigators studying the phenomenon notice a disturbing pattern. Every missing person had the word transfer marked in their file. Then a new category appears within the Black Network. Archive. Thousands of entries, each one corresponding to a missing individual, complete with exact dates, coordinates, and records of their final moments. As if something were collecting human lives. A team of investigators decides to push the investigation further. They monitor the website for several consecutive nights. And on the fourth night, they discover something they were never meant to find. A hidden section, accessible only during the final minutes of the connection window. They call it the Observers. The Observers section contains thousands of videos. Each video shows a person sitting in front of a computer, filmed from a slightly elevated angle, like footage from a surveillance camera. At first, the team assumes they are ordinary recordings. Then they notice the dates displayed in the corner of each video. Impossible date. Some recordings appear to originate from years in the future. 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029. People who may exist someday, or perhaps never at all. The team continues digging. Then one of the researchers discovers a recent recording, less than 24 hours old. He clicks on it and instantly recognizes himself. The video shows him sitting in front of his own screen, in the same room, under the same lighting, wearing the same clothes. The timestamp reads, tomorrow. He watches in silence. Then the version of himself on the screen slowly turns toward the camera. After a few seconds of complete silence, he speaks. We know you're watching. The connection is terminated immediately. The screen goes black. The following day, the researcher never arrives at the office. He stops answering his phone. His apartment is found empty, as though he had never existed at all. From that moment on, the team realizes that the Black Network is not merely a website. It is not the product of a human organization. It is not a government experiment. It is not an ordinary artificial intelligence. It is something that has been observing humanity from another layer of reality, something with access to time itself. The files within the Black Network do not predict the future. They read it, like a book that has already been written. The final file discovered by the team contains billions of entries. Every human being has a page. Every decision is recorded. Every future is cataloged. The files marked transfer correspond to individuals the entity has chosen to remove, not from life, from reality itself, as if it were deleting lines from a text still being written. The final line of the master file reads, observation complete, migration imminent. Then the website disappears, completely, without a trace, without an explanation. The servers that once hosted it no longer exist. Screenshots vanish from online platforms. Forum members gradually forget what they had been searching for, as though the Black Network had never existed at all. But some people claim that the Black Network still appears to this day, always at 3 a.m., always for exactly 33 minutes. And according to them, the number of files grows larger every night. If you've watched this video to the very end, there's something you should know. The entity behind the Black Network does not only observe those who visit the site. It observes everyone who becomes interested in the phenomenon, everyone who asks questions, everyone who tries to understand. Perhaps, at this very moment, a file already exists under your name. Perhaps it contains every decision you will ever make. Or perhaps it contains something far worse, the exact date on which you will discover who is truly watching you. The question is not what your file contains. The question is whether you truly want to find out. Good night. If this story intrigued you, know that it may have only been one fragment among many. Other files still exist. Other, even stranger truths are waiting to be revealed. So subscribe now, because next time, you might be the first to see what the Black Network never wanted you to discover.